Have you ever paid a $2.99 fee and thought, it's just $3, who cares? A delivery fee, a service charge, a late fee, a subscription you forgot about. Tiny amounts, so small they feel harmless. But here's the strange part. If someone took $3,000 from your bank account today, you'd panic. But if that same $3,000 slowly disappeared from your life, $3 at a time, you probably wouldn't even notice. And that's exactly how most people are losing money every single day. Most people think wealth is built or destroyed by big decisions: buying a house, taking on debt, investing in the stock market. And yes, those matter. But what if the real reason you feel stuck financially isn't the big decisions, it's the small ones you never question? Because when it comes to money, your brain treats small costs differently than big ones. When it's a big expense, you stop and think. But when it's small, you don't even hesitate. You just tap Confirm Order. Let's make this real. Meet Jake. Jake is responsible. He doesn't buy luxury cars. He doesn't take crazy risks. But every week, without thinking, he pays $5 delivery fees, $3 service charges, $10 subscription renewals, $7 late payment penalties, $2 processing fees. Individually, nothing. Together, everything. Let's do the math. That's roughly $25 per week. In a month, $100. In a year, $1,200. Now here's where it gets interesting. That $1,200 didn't buy him anything meaningful. No investment, no assets, no long-term value. It just disappeared. Now stretch that over 10 years. That's $12,000. And if that money had been invested in something like an index fund, it could easily grow to $20,000 or more. All from small, harmless fees. So why does this happen? Because your brain uses something called mental accounting. You treat money differently based on size. Big money equals serious. Small money equals irrelevant. So when you see a $2.99 fee, your brain says, not worth worrying about. But money doesn't work like that. Small amounts repeated consistently become big amounts. There's another trick happening too. It's called friction hiding. Companies make the main price look cheap, then quietly add fees later. You see a burger for $9.99. Sounds reasonable, but at checkout, delivery fee, service fee, small order fee, tip. Now it's $18, and you still pay. Why? Because mentally you already decided at $9.99. And here's the most dangerous part. Convenience feels like value. You think you're paying for ease, but often you're just paying to avoid a little discomfort. Think of your money like a bucket. Big expenses? They're like pouring water out quickly. You notice immediately. But small fees? They're tiny holes at the bottom. Drip, drip, drip. You don't see it happening, but over time, the bucket empties anyway. Let's talk about everyday life. Ordering from apps like DoorDash or Uber Eats. You're not just paying for food. You're paying delivery fee, service fee, tip, surge pricing. Sometimes you're paying 40 to 60% more than the actual meal. Streaming subscriptions, Netflix, Spotify, Apple Music, random apps. Each one is just $9.99 until you realize you're paying $80 plus every month. Credit card late fees. Miss one payment? $25, $35, sometimes more. Do that a few times a year? That's hundreds gone. Convenience charges for tickets. Movie tickets, concerts, events. You pay extra just to buy online. Auto renewals. You forgot to cancel. Now you've paid for something you didn't even use. Again, none of these feel painful, and that's exactly why they're dangerous. Here's the truth no one talks about. Wealth isn't just about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep. Most people focus on making more money, but ignore the silent leaks. It's like trying to fill a bucket with water while holes are draining it from the bottom. No matter how much you earn, you'll always feel behind. This is why some people make six figures and still feel broke. Not because of big mistakes, but because of small, repeated ones. The goal isn't to eliminate all convenience. That's unrealistic. The goal is awareness, because once you notice it, you start making better decisions. Start asking yourself, is this fee actually worth it? Am I paying for value or just saving a few minutes? Would I still pay this if it was 10 times higher? Because here's a powerful mental trick. If you wouldn't pay $50 for something, why are you okay paying $5 for it 10 times? Here's what you can do starting today. First, track your invisible spending. Look at your last 30 days. Add up fees, subscriptions, small charges. You'll probably be shocked. Second, remove friction where it matters. Turn off auto renewals, set payment reminders, pick up food occasionally instead of delivery. Third, redirect that money. Instead of losing $100 a month, invest it. Even something simple like an index fund. Because I saved a small amount of money becomes big money over time. Here's the truth most people never realize. It's not the big purchases that keep you poor. It's the small ones you ignore. The ones that feel too small to matter. The ones you never question. Because wealth isn't lost in one big moment. It's lost quietly, $2.99 at a time. And once you start noticing those small leaks, you don't just save money, you take back control.